Canaan Land is just in sight, but I hadn't turned the camera on yet. So play that again if you want to. That was awesome, Mom. And did you do I Claim the Blood? I don't think I had the camera on yet. You want to do I Claim the Blood again? I don't think the camera was on. If you don't, it's all right. I can't even walk without you holding my hand.
Is it on there?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. You got 140 people watching you.
I can't even walk.
I thought number one would surely be me.
Where to play that at?
Probably F or G. You played Until Then. I'm just trying to write down what you were playing. What about another Stuart Hamlin song? How Long Has It Been? Do you remember that one? Amen. With the Lord and told him your heart's hidden secrets. How long since you prayed? How long since you've stayed on your knees till the light shone through? How long has it been since your mind felt at ease? How long since your heart knew no burden? Can you call him your friend? Are you in F? Go to A. D minor. How long that he cared for you. Ah, that was beautiful, Mom. That was wonderful. Caressa and Jeff are watching. What's something you used to play for
Well,
Jeff to sing?
I played for him to sing Miss Darlene's funeral.
Yes, ma'am.
He hired as my son.
Oh, play that. Okay, Caressa and Jeff, we know y'all have been fighting COVID, so this is for you, because this is what the Lord did for you. He hideth my soul. Rudy is watching, and you can't hear Rudy's name without thinking about I am blessed. And a home in heaven by and by, brothers and sisters on this earth, they are mine by my new birth, and someday I shall stand by their side. I am blessed, I am blessed, every day that I live, I am blessed. When I wake up in the morning till I lay my head to rest, I am blessed, I am blessed. Learning to lane is one you said earlier. Is one of our friends, and she just asked for you to play Until Then, and I know you've already played it, but would you mind doing it? Because it was real early. My heart can sing. To remember a heartache is but a stepping stone along the trail that's winding always upward. This troubled world until the day God calls me home. Now, Mona Sue just asked, how could she come and hang out with us? Hey, Mona Sue, I know you can't see me and I don't want to get on camera. But what I'll tell you is if you'll grab your sister Faye, you can have entrance to anything where Mom is anytime if you'll bring Faye with you. So that would be your ticket in. No, as far as I'm concerned, you and Faye are two of the prettiest girls to ever graduate from Johnsonville High School, along with my sisters, of course, and my mama, of course. But we love Faye and we love you, Mona Sue. Your family, your mom, we remember her so well, so well. Remember that house, your home place so well. What fond memories. You can come join us anytime. Okay, you've got 2 requests, sheltered in the arms of God. Do you want to do that? I feel the touch.
to somebody that can play.
Will you sit there and let me ask you a few questions?
Really?
Do you feel like it? I don't want to wear you out. We never get a chance to do this, and I've wanted to do this for a long time because everybody wants to know
Oh,
your story.
oh.
So, what year were you born?
March the 10th, 1931.
31. Okay.
When Roosevelt was president.
Yeah.
And he took sick not long after that and went to Florida and was treated for that bad disease.
Right.
Polio.
I can't remember. That sounds right. Yeah.
It was paralysis. I know
Yeah,
it was paralysis. And Truman
Yeah.
was his vice, so he took it.
Yeah. And you and Daddy got married in
57.
57. And y'all moved, you moved from your home place to his home place, which was really just through the field.
That's right.
We could walk from one to the other, not as little children, but as grown people we could, in Florence County, South Carolina, on a farm.
And he was my second cousin.
Oh, geez, you didn't have to tell that, Mama.
Yeah,
Now they're going to
that's good.
understand all my idiosyncrasies. And what church did you grow up in as a little girl?
Started at the Methodist Church.
At Vox.
That was the only church.
You grew up in a community named Vox, V-O-X. And our granddaddy Altman, Aunt Florida, always told me that he named that because somehow he knew that name, V-O-X. And if I'm not mistaken, the Altmans are German, and I believe that means voice in German or something related to voice. Anyway, you grew up in a community named Vox, and you grew up in the Vox Methodist Church. And then you and your mom went to, did you go
We went to Hannah's Chapel.
to Hannah's Chapel?
Let's see.
How old were you then?
Paget Robertson was a well-known young man from Andrews,
Okay,
and John Swales. They were
Yes,
together.
yeah.
They run the tent meeting
yeah.
there at the Crossroads in Vox.
Okay, I didn't
And-
realize that.
And that's why they built the church right there close by.
Okay, neat.
And our family helped with building the church.
Yeah. And Mr. Swales, wasn't he responsible for Holmes Bible College? Was it?
I don't remember that part.
I
but
thought,
know he
or
went-
maybe he taught there, I'm not sure.
He went to Southwestern,
Yeah. Very well educated speaker.
Yes.
Yeah. We were fortunate in our church to be a rural church to have well educated speakers. And we stayed at Hannah's Chapel until I was in the 3rd grade, which would have meant I was around 10. So that would have been around the early 1970s, like 70 or 71. Wow, that was a huge move for us.
Well, the Lord was speaking to your daddy and to me,
Yeah,
and neither one of us mentioned it to each other for a month.
yeah,
And when he asked me, had I thought about that or had any feelings
Yeah.
about it, and I told him yes.
yeah.
And he said
Wow.
he did too.
Wow.
So we told the church we wouldn't leave till the Christmas program was over with, because he was in the Christmas program.
Oh my
So
goodness.
we left the first Sunday in January. And we went, I'm gonna tell this part. When we went to Prospect the first Sunday, and we sit on the front seat, we always liked the front, because we didn't want to watch what was going on in the church. We wanted to have our mind on the Lord. And when they came, the old-timey way was, they had Sunday school,
Right,
and when they'd march
right. The penny march.
back to the front of the church to
Right.
have preaching, they'd have a penny march.
Right.
So when they started that, the girls was playing. I wasn't playing the piano then, because that
Right.
was the first Sunday.
Cynthia was playing.
The Lord got a hold of me, and I don't know what happened, what they was playing. Must have got very good,
Yeah.
because I got out of it. The Holy Ghost took over, and I was reared back on the seat. And when I come to myself, the altar was full.
Wow.
And I remember 14
Wow.
got saved that Sunday. And I
Wow.
don't know how many
Wow.
received other blessings,
Wow.
as the holiness people do.
Right. Right.
I don't remember how many got
Wow.
blessings on that.
Wow.
But it's been wonderful ever since.
Yeah.
And I didn't leave Prospect for no reason but because the Lord moved me.
Right.
I hadn't,
Y'all planted another church. Is
yes,
what you
no,
did. Yeah.
no bad
Yeah.
feelings whatsoever. I left in good standing. I hope not told the people that was my church, and it still is.
Oh, absolutely. That's home for all of
Yeah.
us. It always will be. Some of the best people in the whole wide world still
Yeah.
go to church there and have walked through those doors.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, so in 1931, were there automobiles? I know there was no television,
There was-
right?
No, we hardly ever went to Florence because we didn't have anything but a little Model A. I think it was a Ford.
And y'all probably farmed with a mule, didn't
Oh,
you?
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, right
Mule
on.
and plow, yeah.
My sister plowed with a mule.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
That would have been probably in the 50s,
Yeah.
40s,
Yeah.
40s,
40s, yeah.
high 40s
Yeah.
and 50s.
Wow. Wow. And I remember you telling me you remember the first bicycle. Did Uncle AJ get the first bicycle
More
in the
likely,
community?
more likely, because he was the only boy.
Yeah, and a little spoiled. We won't say that in case Aunt Shirley's listening. We love Uncle AJ and Aunt Shirley. They're some of our favorite people in the whole wide world. Mama's brother and his wife Aunt Shirley have always been very, very precious and very special to us. And I can't talk about them without knowing how much I love them. I remember the first day I saw Aunt Shirley, and I thought how pretty she was and how nice she was, and she's always been nice and beautiful to me. Electricity. Do you remember you all getting electricity in your home? When you were a little girl, y'all didn't have electricity.
No, I remember the old time refrigerator. It was
the
run
ice
with
box.
kerosene.
Oh my goodness.
I remember how it looked.
Wow. Wow.
Mother didn't have running water until I was married.
Yeah.
So that was in the 50s
Wow.
at her house.
Wow. And she had a wonderful big old farmhouse that was just awesome. Yeah.
Well, my daddy was in merchandise, so
Right.
he made good. The
Yeah.
Lord blessed him, and he built us a good house.
Yeah.
And
He sure
Oh.
did. He sure did. Y'all had a nice farm, nice land.
big yards, to sweep and the hoe. And
Yes.
we didn't have lawn mowers back then.
Right.
You hoed and raked the grass and hauled it out with a wheelbarrow. With a lot of smiles.
I remember Daddy when I was probably 10 years old. He always bought a lawnmower when we bought lawnmowers with engines on them or motors on them. And he would take me over to all the different houses and let me cut grass for anybody who wanted me to cut. And I cut Aunt Shirley's grass one day in that yard. They lived in Mama's home place. Uncle AJ and Aunt Shirley did. And that yard was so huge to a little child. To me, it was all I could do to cut it. And I think she gave me $3 or $5, and I thought I had won the lottery. And in those days I had.
Yeah.
It was very, very generous. But anyway, it was a good life. Y'all gave us a real enchanted childhood. We loved playing in the fields and in the woods. We had lots of woods. We had big barns that we could play in. We had our daddy's cows were really our pets. We played softball in the cow pasture, and you would pitch to us, and we thought that was just some of the best times in the world. And all the guys and the girls in the community would come to our house on Sunday afternoon, and Mom would pitch for both teams softball, and we'd play until church time, and then we went to church hot and sweaty like we had good sense and didn't know any different than to know that was just what you were supposed to do.
I would take nothing for being trained to go to church.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
we form habits,
right, right.
and it's wonderful because it is a command. Whether you read the Bible, and you might not know it if you don't read the Bible.
Right.
That's why it's a necessity to read God's
Right.
Word. If you can't read it every day, read it when you can, and listen to the preachers preach, and try to
Yeah,
get all the messages of truth and righteousness that you can to help us to get to heaven. Because it's a narrow, straight road, just as sure as we live it.
right. And we don't want anybody left behind.
No, we want everybody to go, because it's going to be a big place in heaven. And you know, the Bible said that hell hath enlarged itself to take in the borders of the earth. And oh my, I hate to think about that.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's all true.
yeah,
And if we don't work to get to heaven, we won't get there.
yeah,
But it's a work.
yeah.
Every day,
Yeah.
you've got to work at it.
Well, if you love Jesus and you're thankful for the gift of grace, you will work. It's a natural outflow. And work defines itself in many different ways. For you, I know what work is for you in God's kingdom. It's picking up the phone and calling and checking on someone who's sick, or when the Lord impresses on you, stopping and praying for someone. And chances are there's going to be someone who stops by your house and you just sit on the swing and talk with them, or you have prayer with them, or you have lunch with them. Yeah, Dolly's on here, Mama. Can you imagine what it's going to be like? Our cousin Joyce Kiesler is on here, and she was Daddy's niece. And she had such a lovely mother, Aunt Rena. And all of Daddy's family gathered at Aunt Rena's once a year for the Altman family reunion. And it was nothing fancy. We cooked perlo and washpots underneath the humongous trees that she had, and hung lights from the trees, and set up tables outside, and just ate like we had good sense and loved each other. And we looked so forward to that every year. I've told the story before, but when I think of Aunt Rena, I think of the song A Beautiful Life. Each day I'll do a golden deed and help someone who may be in need. What a great legacy. What a great legacy that our dad left behind. That he was, when you all got married, such a rascal, and I'll leave it at that. And then, as when we were very, very young children, came to know the Lord, and as much a rascal as he was, he became a God-fearing, very sincere Christian who really protected his family and protected his church and protected his faith. What a legacy you and Dad have given us. Anything else that you want to say?
Believe that's all.
Any word you
I
want
just
to?
want to play when we all get to heaven.
All right. Yay. Yay. Let's do one more thing. Ann Lippert, our friend who grew up in Bennettsville, now lives in Charlotte near Madison in Rock Hill. She asked if we remembered Paul Beecham. Do you remember Mr. Beecham?
Yes.
Now, Ann, we know I guess it would be his son or his brother Doug. Gina and his family are really good friends. I actually catered his son's rehearsal dinner or something to do with one of their children's weddings. But we remember them well, and I'll just tell you a little bit, and Mom, you can chime in. We were blessed to have the most awesome ministers. Mr. and Miss Flagel were just, I mean, Mr. Flagel was an artist and painted the most beautiful murals for churches in oil, and that was in the 60s, and they are still present today, and they're just as beautiful today as they ever were. I remember so well Mr. Rhett Ward, and I talk about him frequently when I play because of his voice. He had such an amazing voice, but he was just such a wonderful speaker too. Wanda and Becky Gibbons are friends of ours on here, and I always want to pay tribute to Mr. John Gibbons. If anybody taught me to worship through music, he did. And that was before the days of contemporary music. We worshiped to the church hymnal and the gospel hymnal because that's what we had. And there were times where he would preach and I would just play softly behind him. And every time as he would change and reference a scripture, the song would change. And he just really built into me that ability. And then when I went off to school, Mr. Joyner was such an amazing minister, a teacher, such a great teacher. And I know you loved Warren and Janice, his wife, just such great shepherds. And I know you love Mr. Billy Brumbles, your pastor now, and there are probably some that I missed, but I wanted to just pay homage to them because they were some wonderful, wonderful people. Anything you want to say about any of them? And I know I'm catching you very off guard.
Nothing comes to me right now. I think we've covered a good area.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate everyone staying. You've got 180 people still watching just to hear you and me jab. So thank you.
Come on and play me.
Oh, I don't need to play anything. I wanted this to be your time. I want you to play one more. Do you remember is it A Beautiful Life? Is that the name of Each Day I'll Do? And we'll end on that. And Dolly, this is for you. And Linda, if you're listening, and Aunt Elsie. If you remember it and want to play it, if you don't, it's all right. The Last Mile of the Way, that's the one I really remember for Aunt Vera and Rena. If I walk in the pathway of beauty, if I work till the close of the day.
I might make some mistakes, but I'm going to try.
I think you could do it in F. When I've gone last mile of the way. When I've gone the last mile of the way, I will rest at the close of the day. And I know there are joys that await me when I've gone the last mile of the way. Do you know that verse? If for Christ I proclaim, Christ I proclaim. On the last mile of the way. When I've gone the last mile of the way, I will rest at the close of the day. And I know there are joys that await me when I've gone the last mile of the way.
See, when you don't practice, you make mistakes.
That was beautiful. Who cares? You know all the mistakes I make.
Yeah.
You get through them. I
Are you
usually.
happy now?
If you're happy, if the Lord has freed you of everything that was on your heart, and you can get up with a clear mind and a clear conscience, then I'm happy.
Okay.
How was that?
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you very much.